Day for patients seeking healthcare at public hospitals in 11 counties across the nation as nurses down their tools over unpaid service and uniform allowances. Once again, the backbone of healthcare bends to county heads in what the Kenya National Union of Nurses, NUN, calls a betrayal of collective bargaining agreement of 2017. The Nurses Union Secretary General, Seth Panyako, confirmed the kickoff of the industrial action while blaming the government for not honoring the return to work formula drafted in 2017, which he says would rid the nation of nurses' strikes. In the current strike, the nurses are demanding a nursing service allowance of 3,000 Kenya shillings and uniform allowance of 5,000 shillings for each nurse.
How can Friday one day translate to 30 days? Did we give a one-day strike notice? That's what the president ought to ask Ekuru Yatan. Did the nurses union give one day? Where was he? For all these days from November up to now. We are saying we will want them to commit to pay the money. We don't want these jokes. We don't want these jokes that people are saying. Then they told us that we engage the county governments. We are now engaging county governments. We have given strike notices to all for the county governments which are supposed to go on strike, and will continue to issue until we complete the remaining county governments. So there is no conciliation in Nairobi. Conciliation must take place on the ground, because that's where the strike is, and that is what Jacqueline Mokeni told us. Jacqueline Mokeni wrote a letter and say, go and issue strike notices to all 47 county governments. And I have that letter here. I can even send to you on WhatsApp. So what we are doing is clearly and properly protected within the law. We gave strike notice of more than 7 days, because we gave 21 days, others 14 days. The law requires 7 days. Honestly speaking, where was Ekuru Yatan? Doctors have their CBA. From the time they had their CBA signed and filed in court and implemented, have you heard them saying they want to go on strike? So the only solution we have is for the government to accept that nurses play a crucial role in the healthcare system and complete our collective bargaining agreement, so that these piecemeal agreements should not be there, so that nurses can feel they are respected and the work they do is recognized. Then we'll have about 4 to 5 years of peace without any industrial unrest within the public sector. And then, because the CBA will address most of the issues, in fact not most, all the issues. The CBA lays down how disputes shall be resolved, payment for nurses, everything. So literally everything, working conditions, everything, work ratios, number of hours you're supposed to work. The CBA is the solution to these recurrent, useless, expensive strikes that are actually costing the lives of Kenyans.
All right, there you have it. The NUN Secretary General, Seth Panyako, insisting that this strike is still on. Now, we just want to get a little bit more details on this impending strike. Right now, 11 counties have been affected, and more counties are bound to be affected as this strike schedule actually comes into effect. Let's join our reporter Caroline B from Nairobi, who has been following up on this particular issue. B, good afternoon. Kindly bring us up to speed with the bone of contention here. We understand it's all about a CBA that was actually brought into perspective in 2017, right?
Well, Jesse, that is very correct. In 2017, all the parties sat together and decided that they were going to put an end to the nurses' strike. And what happened is that they signed the CBA. At that point, it had the presence of the Council of Governors. There were representatives from the Ministry of Health and every other party necessary to ending that looming strike. But 2 years later, well, it seems nothing actually has happened in terms of implementation of that collective bargaining agreement. And in December, the nurses issued a strike notice telling the government that, if you do not address our issues, then we will go on strike as soon as possible. And today that strike has come into place. And this early morning, actually, we had the Ministry of Labour, through the leadership of Cabinet Secretary Ekuru Yatan, calling for a conciliation meeting And he actually introduced the committee members of that conciliation meeting. We also had the presence of NASA's representatives who came in much later after they had briefed the media. And what actually Ukur Yatani said is that they hope that both parties are going to cooperate in these talks. So right now they're still in their closed door meeting. But right now what is happening is that the NASAs in Nairobi have actually walked to the City Hall Annex. That is the office of the governor, hopefully to get an address from the governor or any other official who's responsible for that. And they are currently camping here. They walked all the way from Uhuru Park to the City Hall offices, and they haven't got any audience. So I'm going to speak to their chairperson, Mr. Boaz, to give us more information on how many times have they invited the county government for conciliation talks, and has the county government actually shown up to the table for these conciliation talks. So maybe you can start by an introduction of yourself. Tell us your name and your position in the county government, in the NASA's unit rather.
My name is Boaz Onchari. I'm the chairperson of the Kenya National Union of Nurses, Nairobi County. Yeah.
So you can tell us what actually brought you here to the office of the governor today?
As you're all aware that we are out on a strike that we issued, that we were to down tolls starting today. We're out because our return to work agreement of the 2nd of December 2017 has not been honored up to today. Number two, our nurses have never been promoted since devolution and redesignated up to now. Nurses have stagnated in one job group for over 10 years. We have been writing to the county, requesting them that we have a dialogue with them. We sit with them so that we can iron out these issues, but they have always given us their back. So it is high time we said then we have to go out to demand for our rights, because this is enshrined in the Constitution and we have to demand for them. Yes.
And you actually said there was a conciliation committee which was formed by the Ministry of Health. Have you met? Has the conciliation committee invited the office of the governor for the conciliation talks, and did they ever show up?
Indeed, I want to confirm to you that we started these talks of promotion and redesignation upon them being sworn in with the then Deputy Governor, Polycarp Igade. I can even quote the date when we first had a meeting with the Deputy Governor. We had actually started well, but after he resigned, that is when the talks collapsed. No one was ready. Up to now, no one is ready to listen to us. They have been just dodging us with fake letters. The last meeting, we managed to see the Director of Health in Nairobi County, Dr. Koyo. She actually confirmed that those promotions were to be effected way back September 2018, which has not been the reason. We don't know why they are dilly-dallying. We actually went to the conciliator. We invited them, 3 consecutive meetings. They never appeared. The conciliator had no option. Actually gave us a certificate to proceed with the strike. Yes.
And right now, looking at the fact that you're just outside the office of the governor, what happens if you do not seek audience with the parties that are involved in these talks, especially from the office of the governor?
If the governor is not watching, his people are watching. We will not come here until, if he wants to come talk to us, well and good, we'll be patient. But we'll be patient while out of our workstations. We are not going to relent on demanding for our rights. Yes. Yeah. So let him just take his precious time and rethink if whatever he's doing to us and the Nairobians, Kenyans at large, is right. We are equal to other cadres who have been promoted. We are equal to our colleagues who have been promoted in other counties where the return to work agreements have been honored. Yes. So there is no reason as to why they should not honor our return to work agreement and promote and redesignate nurses. That is the only way that will take us back to our workstations. Otherwise, we'll be relaxing in our homes. When we wish to come and visit his office, we'll come here and move back. If he doesn't want to give us a hearing and seek for a way forward, that is upon him. Nairobians are watching, Kenyans are watching, and above all, God is watching. Yeah.
So what is the condition of the hospitals now that you have gone on strike in Nairobi?
The hospitals are deserted. Yes. Just do a spot check at Kenyatta National Hospital. Go to the private institutions surrounding the Mbagathi Hospital and the referral hospitals. You see changes there, commotions, and Yes, people are suffering. We could want him to take this seriously. Any death that will occur, please Kenyans, it is not our making. It is not our making. And I'm talking of deaths that can be averted. And in any case, why are they worried so much that nurses are out when we have more than 18 cadres in those institutions? Yes, so they value much and they know what we can do to those institutions. The hospitals are paralyzed because nurses are not there, but they're not taking the plight of the nurses into consideration.
Okay.
Yeah. All
right. Thank you very much, Mr. Boaz. That is the chairperson of the nurses in Nairobi, and he's saying that if they do not seek audience from the governor or from any party that is concerned with the conciliation talks, then the strike goes on. Right now, they walked all the way from Uhuru Park till here. Remember that the conciliation talks are currently ongoing at NSSF building. That is the headquarters of the Labour Ministry, where Cabinet Secretary convened this meeting and appointed a conciliation committee to oversee the talks and hopefully to end the strike countrywide in specific counties that the Nurses Union announced. Jesse?
All right, many thanks, Caroline B. Definitely following up on the Nairobi chapter of nurses right there who are actually outside the office of the governor, hoping to get quorum with the governor or his representatives to actually quell down this issue of a strike that has actually kicked off in 11 counties as of today. Just as Caroline B. mentioned, the Labour Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani has been involved forming a conciliation committee to actually make this particular strike come to an end before more lives are lost in various hospitals across the affected counties. We'll definitely bring you up to speed with what the Cabinet Secretary had to say, even as we take a look at the affected counties and those that have actually complied with the return to work formula that was signed between the Nurses Union and the various governors in 2017. All right, let's just take a short break right now as we continue bringing you up to speed with various developments. Do not switch. You're watching News Desk. Stay with us.